face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come with a dank, scrolling that tank, rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, dog? And welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodwardsports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Morax.
You baby.
We got young Chris in the TV booth, JB Smooth on 1-2s, and a special guest in the building. Hey!
It's been so long and I haven't seen your face. Oh man, good to be back with you guys though.
For a while.
Yeah, man.
I know.
You have been.
Pretty messed up.
What's been going on? You in love with your wife or something?
Hey, I had like 4 Christmases and whatnot. Just a lot going on lately. But you know, I always got to make time for my good friends at the heavyweights.
Let's go, baby.
Hell yeah.
4 Christmases. Does that make it, what's the thing with dreidels and stuff? Hanukkah, yeah. This is like 12 days. Well, how's Hanukkah celebrated?
Dude, I'm not sure exactly.
That's a question. Why you guys?
It's not 12. I think it's 7.
You know what it is?
There's 7 days of Hanukkah.
No more. It's because you guys are white. You're scared to get canceled.
Yeah, honestly.
So anytime anything comes up, you're like, oh shit.
I mean, no, not even gonna say it.
How many days?
I'm pretty sure it's 7 days of Hanukkah, and then you have 1 candle to light the rest of them. So there's 8 candles on the. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's not 12.
No
I know
comment.
It's not 12.
Carry on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Yoo-hoo, baby.
I wanted to start the video with that, start the show with that video of the guy in Detroit, but we'll save it for the end of the show. Did you download that one? The guy who got his stuff stolen?
Yeah, if it was in Slack, I downloaded it.
All right.
I haven't seen this, but I got no.
You have no sound?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll save it for later then. I don't know what's going on with your sound, but I do want to wish a very merry happy birthday to Stan Lee, one of the founders of Marvel Comics that's then become the MCU, which I think all of us are fans of. Sam, do you watch MCU stuff?
That's not really my forte, so I will let you guys carry this one.
Damn, none of them, huh?
Really? It's not really my thing.
You haven't seen it? You haven't seen them or what?
I mean, what is the MCU? I'm kind of like...
Okay, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so it's like Iron Man.
All right.
No.
Avengers,
Nothing.
all that good stuff?
I mean, I may have seen a couple in passing, but that's about it.
Do you not do movies? Are you not a movie guy?
I mean, superhero stuff just isn't my thing.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking you guys for it.
For sure.
Yeah, just...
Yeah, I'm a pretty
not
big
a
nerd.
Single movie?
Geeks.
That's crazy.
I'm a pretty big nerd, not gonna lie.
You are a nerd. You're wearing an anime sweatshirt today.
I am. Naruto Shippuden.
Shout out.
Great show.
I got that. I had that same one for a minute, and people would see me like, "Oh yeah, I did."
Yeah.
They'd say some name. I'd be like,
"Yeah,
I just thought this looked cool, so I got it."
Yeah, it is cool. It's a good show.
Yeah, it is. JB, you do Marvel, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
JB, big Eternals guy. He's the one who vouched for Eternals too.
Eternals. That movie was so stupid.
Come on,
that movie was terrible.
It's getting a sequel because it was good. All right, you guys are all in denial. Way to go! How you know while you're a big ass from my camera shot? I think you were sneaking.
Hey, Eazy, I told you the story, right, about going off of what you said about just buying a shirt and not knowing what it is, about the Halloween costume when I wore Buddy the Elf, but I hadn't seen the movie yet. I told you about that, right, at Michigan State.
At that time hadn't seen the movie?
I hadn't.
That is wild.
Yeah. So I hadn't seen it, so I went to stay. So at the time, everybody's getting lit, and this guy Spencer, everybody's getting lit, and people keep coming up to me being like, "Hey, I hope you find your dad." And I'm like, I have no
like
clue.
You did say that. That's right.
Yeah,
you do look like a child without guidance, though, so that might be it.
Well, I mean,
he's 6'7".
That doesn't mean he didn't have guidance.
Yeah.
Oh,
what does that
like
have
a
to
child?
do?
Well, when you compare it to a child immediately, I'm like, have you ever seen 6'7" kids? I do want to clear the air on some comments I made yesterday. My grandma was not a shark hunter. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Why we talking about Mike when we were talking about the Micah Parsons thing, I was like, didn't he shove a broom up someone's ass or something like that? I should have been a graphic for this one. I will at some point in the show, but he was actually only accused of, well, I said only, but accused of punching, choking, pulling a knife on his teammate in an altercation that he started. And then also, he was accused of being a ringleader in a Penn State hazing that simulated sexual assault, telling a teammate, I'll make you a bitch because this is prison.
How do you simulate it?
with a broomstick.
Oh God.
The finer details in life, I'm pretty sure it come down to a broomstick. I just want to clear the air because I said that, then none of you guys like reciprocated like it was a thing. So I was like, damn, am I just putting out like some harsh rumors on Micah Parsons right now?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I knew it was something. I didn't know exactly what it was, but apparently it got a little freaky.
Yeah, 100%. Phil, Sam, actually, what is your take on that? Because here at the heavyweights, we've kind of like cleared our conscience of all like wrongdoings. As long as you play some damn good ball, are you in the same ballpark or what?
I mean, Micah Parsons, that's the thing. If he can play, which he clearly can, he's one of the best defensive players in the league already. You're going to get away with stuff like that. I kept hearing for a couple years or so, or maybe for the last year, like, don't look up Micah Parsons hazing Penn State, and I never did. I knew there was something. That is pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
That is pretty bad.
It's not great. That's for sure.
If he weren't Micah Parsons, he might be somewhere else other than a football field. I'll just say that.
Dude, I mean, there's guys like that for real. I mean, because we posted.
Did you ever get hazed?
No, hell no, dude. I was always.
I hazed kids.
I could see it.
In swim. At swim,
that's even worse.
Oh my God!
5 stars were a big thing at swim.
I sent the tweet in Slack.
Where
if you
you
want
just
to make a thing
slap
of it,
somebody on the back as hard as you can, and just leave a handprint on their back. And I got giant hands. And at one point, I was being a bully. I'll just say it. I told 2 freshmen, I was like, the next one of you that talks,
you better kiss right now.
I said, you better kiss each other on the mouth. No, I said, the next one of you that talks is going to get 5-starred.
Okay.
And so they were both quiet for a while, and they were, swimming their sets. And then one of them was like, no, screw that, whatever. I was like, all right, I got you. And I was standing in the locker room. I was filling up my water bottle at the sink, and he walked past me. And I'm telling you, dude, I was standing up filling my water bottle, got full hips into it, hand clapped on his back. It was the biggest handprint I've ever seen on somebody. He didn't talk for the rest of the practice.
Dude.
I had to do 2,500 crunches.
Yeah.
That was my coach. My coach he'd give us crunches if we did anything. But we were doing like kick sets. So you had the board and you're just doing the kick, and you could just see it. It was like a ruby in the water. I felt kind of bad, but I got him good. And I also used to
like a ruby in the
go
water.
Underwater and push off the wall and just head first into people's thighs. Boom! Right in I call it whale charge.
Dude. You ever hit one?
But dude, I was mad.
You're willingly putting your head in danger of like landing on a flopper.
I mean, head down, like straight. That would be worse for them. But
worse for you.
I was mad because I had swim with the high school team since I was in 5th grade. Because my brother was on the team.
A little guppy.
And I was a little crazy piece of shit as a kid. And so my mom was like, go do something. And I was good at swimming. And so I swam with the high school team for like 9-10 years. And my brother and his friends used to whoop my ass like every day. Like I'd walk in the locker room and they'd just dead leg me. I'd fall to the ground. Like just beat the shit out of me. And then it was finally my turn.
Mashed potato brains.
I was the bigger dude on the team. I was a captain. I just came off of football. I was one of the best swimmers on the team. I was like, all right, bet I'm going to beat the shit out of these kids. And my coach got soft. I'm just kidding. I love you, Coach Charlie. But it was just, he got soft on me. I was like, come on, man. I dealt with this for like 8 years. It's finally my turn to inflict some pain. And I couldn't do it.
Welcome to Woodward therapy session.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what they say, hurt people hurt people.
It's true.
That was you.
I was a hurt person, and I wanted to hurt people, but I couldn't do it.
You are kind of mean.
I'm kind of mean?
When Chris first, you were like mean to Chris.
It's just,
I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah.
I was always behind your back because he's scared of you.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Like
Kid, no one's scared of you.
Because he knows I'm dog walking.
I feel like I'm a nice person, but yeah, my senior year, after being a multiple sport captain for multiple years, I kind of knew like how to lead instead of. But my junior year, I ruled
with fear.
I ruled with
Clearly,
fear.
yeah.
Ruled with an iron fist, and yeah, it was pretty bad. But
Detroit Dabber 313 in the Woodward Sports Chat says this story is way less cool when you realize they were all in Speedos.
No, they're jammers. All right, Detroit Dabber. They weren't Speedos. They were jammers. So they're tight like a Speedo, but they're longer like. regular swim trunks.
They say the hardest part about the sport of swimming is telling your parents you're gay.
That's true. That's true. That was a rough talk. Especially with my dad.
In all seriousness, though, I guess to bring this to a real point, I kind of want to clown a guy because it's something I'm vehemently against, and that's like the abuse of women. I think that's clown shit. As a man, there's no rhyme or reason you should ever be putting your hands on a woman. If you're a smaller man, you should be trained on how to defend yourself. Like, there's just no excuse for this, and especially when you're a trained professional fighter such as Gervonta Davis, who has a big fight coming up January 7th, and just a week before gets arrested. Chris, can you pull that graphic up if you can? Gervonta Davis arrested for domestic abuse in Florida. This is clown shit. I should have actually, when I'm making this graphic, I should have went ahead and I should have put a clown nose on his face. How are you? Maybe it's like a thing that this Flannel Sam said. You know, you gotta keep your wife in shape. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what he said. But hurt people. Like, why? How are you a professional fighter and you're hitting women? That's gross to me, man. Pisses me off. I hope he fucks up the bag. I'm sorry for dropping the F-bomb, but like, I hate that stuff. Again, especially if you're a trained fighter. Like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, it's terrible. You can't. There's no excuse for that. It's terrible. And you hate to see it, like you said, especially with a trained fighter, someone whose hands are registered as lethal weapons. You know, there's no excuse for that. That is just a terrible, terrible situation. And yeah, I hope he gets some serious time. But moving on to something brighter. Get off of these kind of dark topics.
Doncic.
This guy, Luka Doncic.
Wow.
The Great Wide Hope. Larry Legend 2.0. Like, this guy.
I wish we play highlights.
Had one of the best single performances I've ever seen in my entire life on a basketball court. Something that has never been done by anybody. Not Kareem, not Wilt, not Magic, not LeBron, not Jordan. 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists. On 21 of 31 shooting, only 2 made threes and only 16 made free throws. The dude was getting absolute buckets. The Mavericks were down by 9 with 33 seconds left, and they ended up winning the game in overtime. Luka intentionally missed a free throw with 4.2 seconds left, got the ball back, and made the basket to tie the game and send it into overtime. Like, I know, like, Heisman moments are a thing, and, like, so that's an MVP moment.
Yes.
Like, you do something like that, that is an MVP moment. And it's not obviously anybody can go crazy like that, but put that on top of the season he's having, that is like cementing his MVP case.
And Chris says he'll never win a ring. Because he used a big word like heliocentric.
I don't think he
What
will.
do you think you are using that
Heliocentric
word on this show?
offenses are very tough to win a ring with, but that doesn't mean that Luka Doncic is not an incredible player, and that doesn't mean that's not how you should build a team. Like, that is the best way to maximize Luka himself. Obviously, is him just being the entire center of the offense. But impressive performance, MVP. Shout out my fantasy season. Dude is saving me right now after drafting Cade.
Dude's an absolute baller. It's crazy. I've one of the most skilled players in the NBA, in the history of the NBA, a top 3 player in the NBA already, and he's 23 years old.
Now,
Neil Rule made a good point that the 3 best players in the NBA today aren't American.
Yes.
Giannis,
Luka, Jokic, and Giannis.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's the MVP, the former 2-time MVP, and the former 2-time MVP before that.
That is crazy.
Like, those guys are running the league, man. It's awesome. And it's awesome to see it at a point where, like, the old guard is kind of making their way out. Like, LeBron's going to be gone soon. Yeah. Kevin Durant's going to be gone soon. Steph Curry is he's going to fall off eventually. Like, he's getting old, but he could play forever with his play style. But
shoulder's kind of risky.
He won't be the same as he was in multiple years. But you have this new era of superstars in Luka Doncic, Giannis, Jokic, Jason Tatum, and then Wemby, who, if he follows his projected stats and what his potential, could be a top 5 player in the NBA in 3 years.
And a Piston,
hopefully.
One last point to that I think is really cool. Outside of Giannis, obviously, I think Luka and Joker are both like examples of skill sets. And for like the younger generation coming in, just focus on the skills. You get there.
Focus on them skills, man. I mean,
but if you want to get beefed up, be super athletic.
If you want to change your body like Giannis did from his first year in the NBA to what he is now, dude's yoked up. You can do the same. All you got to do is go to butchery and get some meat. Because the butchery is the official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network. Call 248-682-2697. Yes, 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for, Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective. Shout out again to Chef Dave and the birth of his youngest child. We hope all are happy and healthy. You know the guy knows how to handle his meat, so go buy some at thebutcherysl.com.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward.
All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports.
Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rex.
Yo, baby.
Got young Chris the T-Boo, JB's with the 1s and 2s, and we're joined by a special guest, Flannel, Sam the Legend Killer. Real quick before we get started, there was a comment by QT who said that Luka would have dropped 80 if young Chris was guarding him. Realistically, Chris, how many is he putting on your head top?
Don't come and Bob was paying.
I'm saying 130.
Yeah, dude, easily. If 4 quarters?
Yeah.
4 quarters?
4 quarters of
210.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Yeah.
I mean, I'm as tall as Luka, but I'm not nearly as fast, as strong, or as skilled. So when you take that out, no chance.
You're the legend killer. How many do you think Luka's putting on your head top? I'm sure you think you'd stop at a certain point, no?
If he's putting 210 on Chris, he's putting 230 on me. I'm shorter, I'm a little older, I'm not good at basketball, and I'm not that athletic. So Luka Doncic, he would probably go about, 60 for 60 from the floor? No, yeah, absolutely.
You know how many points he's putting on me? 2. Because I'm fouling the shit out of him.
Yeah,
like, hard foul.
Get ejected.
Like, elbow to the back of the neck. He's getting 2 free throws, and then I'm out of the game.
Just
so,
he's only like a bad boy Pistons
out there. He's only putting 2 points on me. I'm not letting that happen.
I'm with you. Yeah. It's the same for me. Yeah. Listen, I wasn't good at basketball, but you know damn well I was good at defense because that's the only thing I could try at that point. I ain't getting embarrassed out here. Basketball is good. And speaking of basketball, I got Kool-Aid, Detroit Kool-Aid, the beat official Detroit Pistons beat writer for the Woodward Sports Network. We'll be joining around 6:30 from half court. Maybe get Mason. Maybe don't try to tell him to get Cade. I am gonna shoot a text. Maybe we'll try. Why not?
Yeah.
He ain't doing nothing. I guess he did get surgery.
Yeah.
But football
is a while ago. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Football is king.
You don't need legs for an interview.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just sit down. Yeah.
Football's king of this town, so obviously we got to get to talking some football. And to prove that point to you, Chris, actually, there's a graphic in there. Christmas Day, both NFL and NBA played. And NBA's routinely or regularly been like the Christmas Day like games. And I've always watched them. But I admit myself, as a fan of both of them, I was tuned into football. Other than the Broncos-Rams game, but I was traveling at that point. Look at these numbers, Spinny.
Smoking on that
NFL
NBA
compared to NBA.
smoking on that NBA
25 million. The highest rated NBA game was Bucks Celtics at 6.
That's what happens when there's 82 games in a season compared to 16.
That's fair. I think another thing too is like, I think fantasy playoffs is like, I don't know, like championship week was last week too. Yeah. Do you think it's that big of a difference, Sam, or do you think it's like the playoffs had a little bit to do with it, fantasy and stuff?
I mean, I think it's more to what Spencer said. Obviously, the NFL is king. It's always going to win against everything, but there are only 17 of them versus 82 NBA regular season games. And it's also, there's some playoff pushes. The Packers and Dolphins game had enormous playoff implications. So to me, it's just regular ebb and flows of seasons. I wouldn't worry about it. As NBA fans, which we all are, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. No, I'm not shocked. That's what happens every year. The NFL is king. But
that's
the NBA,
big king of numbers, though.
NBA is king of paying people. So
yeah,
you know what the NBA stands for again, or stands for now?
What?
Never broke again.
Yeah, that's fair.
As you get in the NBA, you will never be broke again.
Guaranteed money.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up last year's, see if it's down.
When it first started, dude, Mike Conley got the $125 million contract. I was like, you're giving Mike Conley $125 million?
Yeah.
And then it was just bench players getting $125. Like Tyler Hero. I mean, he's good. He's not great. He got bagged. Duncan Robinson got a bag.
Never forget Timothy Mozgov.
Timothy Mozgov got a bag, dude.
LeBron, I mean, you got to give him credit. Dude's got 4 rings, but like as a GM, outside of like the championship runs, like when he's re-signing these dudes, awful contracts.
Terrible.
Tristan Thompson.
That's what he gets his boys paid, man. Yeah. Shout out to LeBron. That's the best part about him.
Yeah. Matthew Dellavedova
he
got
gets his
back.
boys paid. He says, "I'm leaving Cleveland unless you pay Tristan Thompson or J.R. Smith," and they did, and then he left anyway.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
I'd do the same thing, Bron. Shout out, bro. I got no love for those billionaires, man. I'm trying to be my own billionaire.
The best thing about the LeBron Matthew Dellavedova, when he got him paid, LeBron literally, it was a restricted free agent, so he signed an offer sheet with Milwaukee. LeBron just like, hey, good luck in Milwaukee. Yeah. Cleveland had like 2 days to match it, and he was just like, nah, we're good. Like, we're not paying that bag for you.
No, hell no. Bron gets just like J. Cole's got a bar. But I can't say it because it's got a bad word in it. Just like LeBron get my more chips.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
His people.
He hits up his boy. Yeah, get my people more chips. And he hits up his boys.
Yeah.
And if the team he's playing for doesn't pay him, he says he's going to leave. And you're not going to lose LeBron, so you pay him, and then he leaves anyways. I love it, dude. I'd do the same thing. If I was LeBron, 3 of my best friends I've been playing with my whole career, pay them right now or I'm leaving. They pay him, I leave anyways. Go get someone else to pay him again.
Yeah,
I'm doing that. That's real, dude.
Yeah, especially when you got the owner that you got in Cleveland. So
facts.
I'm not mad at it.
What?
Don't talk about him like that.
LeBron?
No.
Dan Gilbert?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm not. I know NFL's king. I'm just surprised like how big of a difference it is. But I contribute to like I mean for me at least, obviously a little bit of it NFL being king and a lot more of it being like the fantasy championship week.
Yeah.
The NFL's literally changed its rules. It feels like towards gambling. You can no longer touch these offensive players. Like you can't even sack the quarterback a certain type of way.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like the quarterback rules. It's like you can't lay on top of him when you sack him. You can't sling him to the ground. You can't breathe on him too hard. It's getting pretty soft.
It's definitely getting soft. Now, I'm wondering, Chris, did you pull up the numbers from last year's?
No, I haven't got a chance to Google it yet. I want to Google it.
Improvement for NBA over last season.
I'd like to see how much the NBA numbers like drop from just comparing to NBA.
So it's actually a 5.3% increase from 2021's average of 4 million.
Oh. That's interesting.
So NFL is just king like that. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, for sure, bro. They always have been. They always will be until people stop. Like, the NFL's not a thing anymore because people just start dying on the field.
I wonder, what's more streamed, though? Because I feel like NBA and basketball in general is more of like a global sport versus football, obviously.
100%.
I mean, obviously, we just talked about, Luka. And I mean, the 3 top players in the NBA right now are all foreign.
Yeah. The NBA media contracts are insane.
That's part of it, too, is, like, I guess, do you guys take that in fact when you look at those numbers? Like, I bet there's so many more people like illegally streaming these NBA games.
I mean, I feel like
you can't count that stuff.
Yeah, you can't count that.
There's no way to be like precise with it.
No, for sure. But I'm sure there's a big chunk of it though. Like, I feel like the NBA audience is younger, obviously more global.
But not everybody that watches the NFL does it legally either. You know what I mean? So like you just kind of take those proportions as what it is.
NFL games on Christmas Day especially, though, they're all on like Channel 2, Channel 7, like broke boy channels. That's why we're all football fans. We grew up poor as hell,
facts.
And that's why I'm surprised that the NBA views weren't affected because, I feel like a lot of houses just have like sports on to have sports on, like that's just their house. That's what they do. That's how their family is. So you would have thought that would have took away a lot of casual viewers of the NBA. Just throw on basketball. That's the only thing that's on. Whereas this year it was football as well. So I'm surprised that the NBA numbers didn't get affected really by the football.
I'll always watch the NBA on Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's just
what
my
did you
thing.
watch?
NBA. I mean, I was in my uncle's house. I had like 12 TVs, so
they
had everything going. But I was watching the NBA for the most of it.
Sam?
Don't get me started about Christmas because I've got another problem.
Sam hates Christmas.
No.
Really? Legend killing Christmas.
Bro.
Killed it.
I hope
Santa's overrated.
You know what?
It's not real.
Santa's in the Hall of Very Good.
I hope my wife isn't watching, but if she is, I just got to say this anyway. We went over to her parents' house on Christmas Day, and her grandma was there, my wife's grandma, and she kind of already had her thing on the TV that was on. It was like these Hallmark Christmas movies, so I didn't get to watch any sports while I was there. Not even a single minute. I mean, I got to watch a little bit early on in the day, the first game, the Knicks Sixers, and a little bit of the Dolphins Packers. I kind of switched back and forth, but for a good 5-6 hour stretch, no sports. It was terrible.
That sounds awful.
See, are you a dick though for like next year if you're like, hey, I'm not going to your grandma's house?
Yes.
You're a dick for that?
Grandma. It's grandma, dude.
But it's fantasy championship. I mean, like
it's family and Christmas.
Yeah, but grandma, turn on the game.
Yeah, you could say that. You could.
Were they actually watching the movie, or was it just on in the background?
It was just on in the background.
Well, okay, then
that would be the first step. The first step isn't I'm not going to grandma's next year. The first step is asking grandma if you can put the game channel, on. Yeah. Second step, you stream it on your phone. Third step, sorry, grandma.
Yeah.
For what? What do you wait?
I don't have
gloves.
I don't have the gloves today. It's pretty warm outside.
Do you feel like killing anyone today?
Yeah.
All right. We just did the whole segment talk. Well, I mean, that's not that bad of a segment to go about. Well, JB, would you watch NBA or NFL this Christmas?
Well, look, Christmas is always NBA for me, so I spent most of the time watching NBA. But to your guys' point, I think, ratings kind of dropped just because, as well, there was no drama this year. Like, you didn't have those key matchups, mostly, that you were looking forward to. You know what I mean? There was no Shaq and Kobe. There was no Cavs versus Warriors or anything like that added to it.
Grizzlies-Warriors is starting to become a little bit of a heated rivalry.
Yeah.
A little chippy.
We saw I love Klay Thompson, dude. I love how Klay Thompson
I thought you were bitching about it before. I like it, too.
No, I love that shit, dude. Yeah, I hate... There's a lot of people in the NBA that hate, but Klay Thompson's not one of them. I love Klay Thompson. I love that he's getting chippy like that and talking shit. I got 4 of them things. I would do. Dude, he has all the right in the world to do that. The man has 4 championships.
No, man, I wanted to hate it, but John Morant's getting a little too big for his britches. I'm just saying. When he said that there was nobody in the West that concerned him, it's like, what have the Grizzlies done? Who's your second star?
Yeah, Denver.
Yeah.
Right, I was about to say I wouldn't even pick the Grizzlies to make it out of the West, and Josh just like, psh, who cares? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I like.
You can disrespect on Twitter.
You kind of got to have that
too.
mentality. Yeah. You kind of got to have that dog, but also, be reasonable.
Yeah.
There are still teams to be scared of in the West. Like Denver's looking pretty damn good. Obviously, the Warriors are there. Hopefully, Steph doesn't take too long in getting back. Clippers are looking good. Mavericks might come back with Luka playing like this. They started off pretty poorly, but they're starting to come back into it. So,
look, I'm just saying, if you tell your girl straight up, I'm not coming next year because there's no football on the TV or no NBA basketball on the TV,
Kelly will win it.
Then she's the one forced to have the awkward conversation with the grandma instead of you.
Yeah, and it is. But you might scar her. She thinks that you love sports more than her grandmother, and then she might need somebody to talk to, and if she does, we have the place for her.
I'm not doing a 2-hour show about a grandma up here.
The sports marketing agency. The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. Trust me, everyone, I used to work in this field. I know stigma is a big reason why people don't come forward and seek help, because they feel like they're going to get judged for doing just that. So if you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Yoo-hoo, baby! Downtown Detroit's all decked out this holiday season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and Monroe Street Midway. The Midway is a giant slide, winter bumper cars, and indoor arcade. Plus, you can grab at them before or after the Lodge, after games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long with DeckedOutDetroit.com.
Decked out Detroit, baby.
We often come back from these breaks giggling, and I'm just curious of what people think these conversations are.
I'll pass on Mark Jackson.
As a coach?
Read in the Woodward Sports chat. I'll pass on Mark Jackson.
Yeah, as a coach. I would take Mark Jackson
because
as coach.
I don't need to go from a coach who can't really relate to his team now to a coach who can even further not relate to his team in Mark Jackson.
Why you say he kicked off the Warriors? He got the whole thing going.
Yeah, but why did he get fired by the Warriors? Because he couldn't relate to any of them, and he was
because he's super religious,
super Jesus preaching. And
yeah, but maybe he's learned from his ways. You can't learn. I mean,
watch it, Kanye.
We're not going there. We're not going there.
Yeah, I'll pass on Mark Jackson.
Last week, we made the fan base aware, the Detroit Lions fan base aware, that the Carolina Panthers game is very set up to be a trap game.
Yes.
I don't think the Detroit Lions.
They suck.
I said they're a bad team. That's what I said, and they're true. You are what your record says you are. This is Mike McDaniel. If somebody else says that, then I'll quote them too. But I don't know who it is off the top of my head. Nonetheless, I don't think this Bears game is that easily looked over either. I think you have to consider the facts of the matter. They barely beat them in Chicago. And, if Justin Fields is going to play well, it's definitely going to be in a scenario like this. NFL, notoriously this season, has been like a lot of one-score games. When you have a playmaker like Justin Fields, I just feel like a team like that's constantly in it. But I'm just saying, there's another game to watch out for.
Pistons sorry. Got basketball on the brain. The Lions should definitely be scared of the Bears. I don't know about scared, but they should be wary of the Bears. You see what they did in their last game. Justin Fields, 147 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing, 167 and 2 touchdowns through the air. And they got Khalil Herbert back. I like Khalil Herbert a lot. I think he's a good back. And you see in their first game, he had 10 rushes for 57 yards. That's about 5.7 yards per carry. It's actually exactly 5.7 yards per carry. And even David Montgomery had 9 rushes for 37 yards at 4.1 yards per clip. So this is not something that the Lions can just blaze over, not something the Lions can just not think about. They need to, and I think they'll be prepared coming off of last week and coming off of the drubbing that they took at the hands of the Carolina Panthers. I think they'll be ready for this game. They'll be prepared for this game, and they'll go out and they'll achieve victory. But you got to think, even in that game, it was a 1-point victory over the Bears when they played them last. Although it was at Soldier Field, and you don't expect Justin Fields to go for 147 yards on the ground again. It's still very possible. He is an explosive athlete. Detroit Lions are also letting up the most yards to quarterback, so maybe you do. Because he is technically the best rushing quarterback in the league right now. Flannel Sam? Are you scared of the Bears?
I am not scared of the Bears. And I know that I said I wasn't scared of the Panthers, and it kind of burned me. But the Bears, they don't scare me for a variety of reasons. They're a very weird team because on one hand, the Lions just gave up their worst rushing defense performance of the year, and their second worst rushing defense performance of the year was against the Bears earlier. They gave up 258 yards on 7.4 yards per carry. That is absolutely terrible. Justin Fields is he does things running the football as a quarterback that I've only seen Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, and prime Randall Cunningham do. He's different like that. But they can't throw the football. and Darnell Mooney is out for the season. And you talked about the Bears can keep it close. But here's the problem when they keep it close. They're 1-7. The Chicago Bears are 1-7 in one-score games. And that's because every time they have a chance at the end, they basically dookie the bed. Every single time. They either throw an interception, turnover on downs. I actually have the list. Down 20-12 against the Giants, 3 and out. Down 29-22 against the Vikings, a wide receiver fumbles. Down 12-7 against the Commanders. They go turnover on downs at the goal line. 35-32 against the Dolphins. They turn over on downs. 31-30 against our Chicago Bears. Against our Detroit Lions. The Bears, they have that pathetic drive to end the game where Justin Fields gets sacked twice. And then 27-24 against the Falcons. Justin Fields throws an interception. And then 25-20 against the Eagles. They score a touchdown to make it 25-20 and never get the ball back. So their situational football is terrible. They have nothing to play for. They're on an 8-game losing streak. And not to mention, in that 8-game losing streak, the Bears have given up a ghastly 32.6 points per game.
Woof.
And the Lions, they got a top 5 offense.
They do.
The Lions should win this game. They should be able to put up a lot of points. I could see them giving up some rushing yards, maybe 21 to 28 points. But even if it's close, you do not fear Justin Fields and this pathetic passing attack in the clutch. Lions, there's no reason to fear the Bears. And if they lose to the Bears, I'm going to want to burn the place down.
And real quick, I want to go to JB, but I want to, point something out in this game, too. I feel like there's added pressure, at least as a fan or a supporter of the Detroit Lions, especially against the negative Detroit Lions fans, the ones who went straight SOL after last week, which, I guess I got the ass whooped, but still, I feel like the Detroit Lions aren't only facing the Bears in this situation, not only facing other playoff hopes in this situation, but I think they're also facing that SOL narrative, because how fitting to it would it be for them to lose a game to the Bears with the playoffs on the line after coming off the game and getting your ass whooped?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a game of a test of true character of this team and what they're made up of. And I guess it's kind of in some ways unfair to question it because it did bounce back from that 1-6 start. But at the same time, if they did take that L, it's you kind of fall back in that depressive place, and you kind of, I at least would personally start to lose a little bit of hope in them and what they got going on, because coming off a game like that, that's when you're supposed to be your strongest, your best. That's when you're supposed to pack your best punch. As you spoke to earlier in the week, that's what the Panthers did to us.
Yeah.
They got their asses kicked by the Pittsburgh Steelers, came back and blasted us in the mouth. The Jacksonville Jaguars, kind of similar scenario too, though. They got their asses beat by us, and now they're on a roll. I think on 3 or 4 game win streak, and they might actually win the division. My prediction might come true. Hey. Now I predicted it to go down, but surely so.
I don't think the Lions will lose to the Bears by any means. I think the Lions will go out there and take care of business. They are the better team. They are the more skilled team. They have better players, a better roster, and a better head coach. So I think the Lions should be able to go out there and beat the Bears, but it's not something they can just gloss over. It's not something that they can just look over and look forward to Lambeau, look to the frozen tundra of Lambeau.
Frozen tundra.
I think that they need to take this seriously, because if they don't, and if they don't tighten up their rushing defense, the Bears could put up a serious problem for them with the amount of backs they have. Obviously, Justin Fields is a problem running the ball. I like Khalil Herbert a lot. I think he's really good. David Montgomery is a solid back. He can get things done as well. And I think that could pose a very big problem for the Detroit Lions if they don't fix the mistakes from the last game, which I expect them to. I expect them to tighten it up. I expect them to play like we had seen the past weeks before the Carolina game, and expect the Lions to go out there, put out a good performance, and end up beating the Bears.
I want to see what Party Pooper JB's thinking, but before we do that, I want to show him the injury list that he actually sent. So I know he's already seen it, but Chris, keep up the...
Show him the list that he sent.
There you go, JB. This is what you sent.
If people want to be a little bit more nervous...
Yeah, it looks like it.
It looks like the same thing I sent, huh? Kirby Joseph dealing with the back injury. Now, it's kind of sketchy with the back.
I don't like that.
That's something that takes a little bit to heal from. Frank Ragnow dealing with the foot injury he's been had all season. I guess I don't expect him to sit out, but we'll see as the week progresses.
No, he's going to play for sure.
Josh Reynolds, illness. Logan Steinberg, illness. Josh Woods, biceps. He's more of a special team guy, but a hell of a special teams player. And then obviously Kapenda and Coyote have been on that list. But
honestly, if Kirby Joseph and Deshaun Elliott are injured, rest them. Rest them this week. That's not...
Think you can still pull it off if they rest them?
Yes, because I'm not worried about aerial attack of the Chicago Bears. I'm not worried about Justin Fields dicing it up to Darnell Mooney. Like, no, I'm not worried about that.
I guess to be fair, Final Sam's stat was like, what, they're 1-7 in one-score games?
In one-score games. And
3-12 on the year. They kind of suck at all games.
But still, 1-7. That means that they've been in games. That means that their rushing attack, which is elite, which is first in the NFL, it keeps them in games. But when it's winning time, they're a young team. They have a young quarterback. They don't really have an offensive system. So in winning time and crunch time, the Bears have always failed. Actually, they succeeded once in their game against the Houston Texans. Justin Fields heroically led the team on a 4-play, 0-yard drive after Roquan Smith had an interception deep in Texans territory, and they got a field goal. Great leadership, Justin Fields. If it were Tom Brady, they'd be talking about how clutch he is. You know that's true.
Sure would, 100%. JB, are we overlooking the Bears? Are Detroit Lions fans overlooking the Bears? Last time we did this, we lost. I feel not good about doing this topic again.
No, the Lions shouldn't be fearful of the Bears as it is anyway. I wouldn't be fearful of Justin Fields' aerial attack, as Spencer says, but I would, if I'm the Lions, be a little scared of the run game that Justin Fields does have. And as right, you should be, given what happened last week, over 300 yards. I mean, if you can clean that up, then yeah, you'll be in good shape. And if you've listened to any interviews that Dan Campbell has had this whole week, that loss from last week, he's fired up, and that loss has stuck with him, and I'm sure AG as well too. So I'm pretty sure they want to clean all this stuff up right here and right now coming forward to Chicago. But I wouldn't let the Lions look past Chicago as well either, because even though they're not in contention to do anything anymore, they still probably want to play spoiler to the Lions as well too. So
yeah, definitely. And I'm not saying the Lions secondary is good enough to lose a guy like Kirby Joseph, but I would rather have Kirby Joseph, if he is injured, get a week of rest and be healthy to take on Aaron Rodgers in the last week, than force him onto the field against a Justin Fields-led offense of the Chicago Bears.
That's what I'm wondering too. If it's, I said it earlier in the week too. Like, I feel like the Detroit Lions kind of needed that kick in the ass from the Carolina Panthers to wake them up to finish out the season, because like, you can't take this out to the Bears. Not the way like they're built right now. You can't look ahead to the Packers. And I feel like if they would have won that Carolina game, it would have been easy to look ahead to the Packers if they continue to win too, because that's going to win your in situation. But we shall see. But
we all see.
You want to see yourself with some nice hair, Spinny.
All you got to do is come into Lady Jane's, because you can come into Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary, because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. Yo, baby.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward.
All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports.
Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win.
Woodward Sports.
Detroit's winning sports network.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That's 313-403-0011. Michael Phillips, game on.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I almost got Charlie over there. It was catchy. I'm your boy Eazy Joe, but my man's
dude, I woke up the other day like Craft Camp.
Dude.
Calf cramp. Craft Camp. Hit the button. There it is. With a calf cramp, it felt like just a softball in my calf. I was dying. I woke up like in the middle of the night. I was like, ah! I almost fell out of my bed. Scared my dog. She jumped off the bed and ran out of the room.
Yeah, dude.
I was dying, man.
One of my ex-girlfriends used to like work out a lot, and go run and stuff like that. And
that's
one
why
night,
you broke up with her?
Yeah. Dude. Oh God. No, but I had to wake up really early one day to take her to like downtown Detroit for like the free press marathon or something like that. But I was partying the whole night before, like going hard. And you get like dehydrated.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it was like we have to go, and like I'm screaming like a bitch.
Yeah.
Bro. Cramps
it hurts, man.
That's the worst I've had in my life.
That's back to swimming. When I swam.
All right. Anyway,
you get cramps a lot because when swimming is like wrestling, like you're using all muscle groups all at the same time.
Fair.
And I swam breaststroke, so if anybody doesn't know, it's like this. And I would get cramps in my forearms, and like my hands would start like freaking out. Like I'd come out of the water and be like, ah no, and like fall on the ground. And my coach, coach would take his elbow and like jam it into my forearm to try to like knead the cramp out, dude. Shit was rough, dude. Rough.
It all sounds way less cool when you picture them in Speedos.
Yeah, that's fair. I rocked the Speedo. My booty was popping.
What were you gonna say, Chris?
I was just going to say, he made it sound like a gladiator story, and it was about swim team.
Hey, man.
I know. Swimming's like wrestling.
You have to
those are dark days.
Stop.
Ask any wrestler. It's just as hard.
You both wear tight clothes. That's about it, bud.
The wrestling practice and swim practice are equally as hard.
Yeah, no, my bar was
You ever swim 26 miles in a single day?
No.
I did that for 2 weeks straight every year.
Good for you, pal.
Yeah.
My brother was a swimmer. I respect swimmers.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's not easy.
I don't. Pussy.
Although I will say,
I'll get you in a pool. You'll be gassed after 2 laps.
That half of the swim team, my brother's swim team in high school, was people that tried out for basketball and didn't make it.
Yeah.
That's where it starts. But swimming is a hell of a dedication. It really
same thing
is.
with wrestling too.
Yeah.
Wrestling is
my coach, my offensive line coach was the wrestling coach, and my senior year he would chirp at me and be like, Spencer, man,
wild you didn't wrestle. Yeah,
he'd be like, Spencer, man, you come wrestling this year, I'll make you a state qualifier this year.
You should have wrestled.
I was like, Dave, I'm already a state qualifier in swimming, and I've done it for 9 years. Like, I'm not about to just quit my senior year.
He comes out, go solo cameo for this one. He comes out of the locker room, his hair's all up in the towel. You know, girls with long hair do. Kansas hit. Dave, I'm already a state qualifier for the swimming championship. You're not gonna get me, boo boo.
Yeah, no, honestly though, he after every game, because like
he's like, you're not gonna. Oh God!
I was a county lineman, all county lineman, and like he was. Every day at practice, come wrestle this year. I'm like, no, Dave, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I'm not wrestling with you, Dave.
Dude, Dave is one of the scariest human beings I've ever met in my life.
Offensive line coach / wrestling coach sounds like a scary human being.
He's 6'5", yes. 325 pounds of just cut muscle, and he is the fastest human being I've ever seen.
Sam, what did you play in high school?
Just a couple years of football. Wasn't much of an athlete.
JB?
Oh, 3 years of lacrosse,
Oh, for real?
No, I'm joking.
I was like, what?
That was basketball for me, man.
I tried lacrosse. It was fun. I was too aggressive.
We didn't have a lacrosse team. We didn't have a hockey team. We barely had a football team. We had like 12 people on our football team.
I feel that.
Po at school.
I play real sports. Not trying to be the best at exercising.
Obviously, swimming is a replacement for some people who couldn't make the basketball team. And speaking of replacements, I want to talk about Ben Johnson.
Yes.
I openly discussed my fear of losing him, not just for what this team is now, but what it can be in the future. Mm-hmm. And for my fandom of Dan Campbell, I feel like Ben Johnson's a crucial piece to all of this. I know some people like to carry the crutch of, Dan Campbell called plays last year. Guess whose plays he called, bud?
Yeah.
Ben Johnson's.
Yes.
So I put the boys on a little bit of a homework mission. Who can replace Ben Johnson? I want to be eased with who could fill in that spot. And I guess one by one, you give us one guy, Flannel Sam, give us a guy. We'll go down because I know you got a whole list.
Yeah, I got quite a few candidates.
Give us your number one candidate.
Number one, Sanjay Lal. Sanjay Lal. He is the Seahawks passing game and wide receivers coach. In 2020, he was the wide receivers coach. That's when Lockett and Metcalf went over 1,000 yards each. In 2019, he was the wide receiver coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Cooper and Gallup over 1,100 yards each. In 2017, he was the wide receiver with the Colts. T.Y. Hilton made a Pro Bowl. In 2015, he was the wide receiver coach for the Bills. Sammy Watkins had over 1,000 yards that year. And in 21 through 2014, he was the wide receivers coach for the Jets. And Eric Decker had 74 catches for 962 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Jeremy Curley had 56 catches for 827 yards at 14.8 yards per catch. So this guy knows his business. He knows his offense. He obviously knows how to work with great receivers and how to get the best out of those great receivers. He's been in the league for a while. He's an older guy. I think he's 51, I think. So he's not super old, but he's not super young either. Former player. And he's been all around the league, and he's done great things. So I like Sanjay Lal a lot.
You sold me on him in the back too when you came up. You showed me all that stuff like that. 53 years old. I know that the league's moving towards like more innovative minds, but I mean he has an impressive resume. Flannel Sam, who can replace Ben Johnson?
Well, first of all, before I answer that, I'm glad that you're sort of putting it out there that it's possible. Obviously, I don't want to lose Ben Johnson, but a lot of people on a lot of shows are just kind of saying, "Oh yeah, Ben Johnson's coming back no matter what," and I'm like, he's got this Lions team as a top 5 offense. He's going to get interviews. And if Ben Johnson wants to be a head coach, there's only 32 of them in the NFL, and he interviews well, we could lose him at the end of the year. So I want people to get ready for that.
Yes.
But I did find somebody that would give me a little bit of hope if we did lose Ben Johnson, and that is Brian Johnson, quarterbacks coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. And when did he get there? Last season. And last season, Jalen Hurts kind of took that first step. After his rookie year, he didn't start the whole year. People thought he was just a runner. Last year, he wasn't great as a passer, but he showed a lot of improvement. He didn't have a great wide receiving core, and the Eagles went to the playoffs. And then this year, Jalen Hurts has truly taken that step up and been an MVP candidate level quarterback. He has his career high in completion percentage, yards already, touchdown passes already, not in a full season, quarterback rating, and QBR. And I believe that Brian Johnson, you saw what Jalen Hurts was his rookie year. When Brian Johnson came in, I think he had a huge role in helping develop Jalen Hurts. And if you can work with the quarterback, if you can be a part of a team, be a coach on a team that is leading the NFL in scoring, is making their quarterback, who a lot of people originally thought couldn't throw, into an MVP candidate, you got to take a good look at him. And the fact that he's only a quarterback's coach, an offensive coordinator is a promotion. So I think I don't know if it's possible or not, but he is a guy that I would almost write a blank check to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a good sell.
That was a good sell, for sure.
The things I like in it, I'd say to that one is, one, I've obviously been a big proponent of drafting a quarterback at some point. I know that people like Jared Goff, I know that they're stand put with them, although the team's 7-8. People act like we're the number 1 seed or we've won the division. No, that's not the case. I regardless, I relax my case a little bit. But in drafting a quarterback, even if you don't hit on it, I want at least an athlete at the position. And obviously that's what Jalen Hurts kind of provides there in Philly. I will say this, though, to the, what's the word I'm looking for, devil's advocate.
Yeah.
He is dealing with Devontae Smith. He has an elite offensive line. It is his second year as a starter. Guys naturally kind of progress in that second year. And then you also add in, sprinkle A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith in there too.
That helps, but Jalen Hurts, he's not just a good quarterback this year. He is an MVP candidate quarterback on the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL. And you're right, they do have a great offensive line. They have a running game. Jalen Hurts is a big part of that running game. They have a number 1 wide receiver. But just to see Jalen Hurts develop, I mean, you remember what the knock on him was at the beginning of his career. Coming out of college, he's not a good thrower of the football. He looks like a pretty damn good thrower of the football right now. And your quarterback's coach, I think, has a lot to do with it.
I like that name. How old is it?
I don't know how old he is.
Is he younger or older, though?
I think he's younger.
Okay. I like that.
Eazy, who's your guy?
Mine is from an article from my guy, Justin Rogers of Detroit News. Shout out to Justin. Real cool guy. Hell of a cook. But sounds like I'm dating him.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hell of a cook. Great kisser.
Great hand massage.
Yeah.
Just look at his Tinder profile.
Well, he wrote an article on this. He does like the mailbag segment, which I think we should probably do that at some point. But someone asked him, who could replace Ben Johnson in that scenario, and he went the in-house route, and he spoke about this gentleman named Tanner Engstrand, I believe. And wildly enough, he actually spoke with the media today. He's the tight ends coach. Took place of Ben Johnson after he was obviously elevated to offensive coordinator. He works hand in hand with Ben Johnson in the pass game. He's also the pass game coordinator.
Yeah.
But he's worked hand in hand with Ben Johnson with the offense. I've obviously asked that, with the guys. Kyle Shanahan, guys can leave him, but he's rooted within that offensive system. It's his system to carry on the legacy with, and which I don't know how much that Tanner has to do with that, but obviously I don't think Justin brought up his name for no reason. Justin takes his job very seriously. I've seen him around at times where other reporters weren't, just for events for guys or when Kayvon Thibodeau was in town. Justin was the only reporter that showed up to interview him. You know, but that's a guy. He's also a former offensive coordinator for the DC. Is the XFL team, Defenders. Now, the numbers aren't pretty for that one. DC Defenders, under his reign as offensive coordinator, they ranked last in passing yards with 138 per game, third most in rushing yards with 130, and then the third fewest total yards in general. But I will note this, in terms of him as a coach, Tanner Estrand, or however you want to say his name, TJ Hawkinson, if I'm not mistaken, had his best game as a Detroit Lion here this year with him as a tight end coach. Yeah. Shane Zylstra coming off a 3-touchdown game. But by the way, the whole tight end room exactly culminating together to make up for the absence. Or honestly, probably do more to what TJ did as a solo player too. And then you got to mention too, Brock Wright game-winning touchdown just 2 weeks ago. I mean, I don't know how much credit you want to give him over a guy like Ben Johnson, but the tight end room stepped up in a big way.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's probably the front runner, like you talked about, in-house guy. Already knows Dan Campbell is very, groomed in the Ben Johnson offense. I could definitely see that happening. Before we go to break, I do want to mention one more guy that I have on here that also has ties to Dan Campbell. It's Deuce Schwartz. He's a younger guy. He is the 49ers offensive quality control coach. He's the wide receiver coach at Georgia. He did a lot of different things with George Pickens, which obviously George Pickens was crazy that year at Georgia, and now we see what he is in the NFL. And he has done a lot to help that Kyle Shanahan offense, and he studied under Kyle Shanahan a lot. And he has ties to Dan Campbell because in 2017 and 2018, he was the special teams assistant for the New Orleans Saints. So he's been on the same staff as Dan Campbell before, and they're very familiar with each other.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I like better than that?
What's that?
Meat.
Meat.
Specifically from Justin. I'm kidding.
Guess what's for dinner? Meat
from the
butchery.
butchery.
For dinner. Especially if you order from the butchery. The official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is the butchery. You can call 248-682-2697. Yes, 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online and thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery. Meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
The Monroe Street Midway has swapped out roller skating, basketball, and mini golf for a giant Arctic slide, winter bumper cars, indoor arcade, and puck putt.
Puck putt?
Puck putt.
Puck putt.
Puck putt.
Putt putt.
Yes. With free entry to the site, enjoy a variety of new activities aimed at creating exceptional winter experiences for everyone. Get to the Midway this winter to enjoy Santa sightings and tasty treats, and make magical memories during the most wonderful time of the year. That giant Arctic slide, you can ride an inner tube down it. It's 20 feet tall, 80 feet long, and brought to you by Come Play Detroit. And of course, You can warm up with some of their tasty treats. They're serving up burgers, pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese bites, plus gluten-free and vegan goodies so everyone can enjoy. Make sure you go to the Monroe Street Midway this winter and check out.
I never know what to do, like, for that and custom health, like when you're going, like, what's more awkward, like me not knowing what to do, or like when JB has to do it by himself?
I don't know.
What do you think, JB?
Probably when I got to do it by myself.
That read is a bitch.
Yeah.
Do you gotta do it by yourself too?
I had to do it by myself a couple of times when I filled in for JB, and it's just like I'm out of breath by the end of it.
It's a whole ass read.
Sorry, Monroe Street Midway. I shouldn't have probably said that, but it's just it's hard to get through.
You better apologize.
It's a lot, though, man.
It definitely is. I do want to make one more comment. I know you have a couple more names on your list for Ben Johnson replacements.
Jesse Jackson is not the emperor of black people.
What is that from?
South Park.
That's hilarious.
Apologize. That's a great episode, dude.
I want to make one note, I guess, to Tanner Estrand. I really don't know how to say his name. Yeah. But if Ben Johnson were to leave, I'd assume that's a guy he's like probably going to take with him, right? I mean, I don't know if it's an offensive coordinator or what, but that's something, no?
I mean, but if you have a chance, if you're Tanner Engstrand to be the offensive coordinator, I mean, that would be obviously a upward movement. And you said that he's the passing game coordinator, but he also is the tight ends coach. And I actually have some stats on the tight ends this year. The tight ends combined, this includes TJ Hawkinson's first 7 games on the season, 60 receptions for 742 yards and 10 touchdowns. That is combined a Pro Bowl level tight end. And 3 of those people, 5th round draft pick rookie James Mitchell, undrafted Shane Zylstra, and Brock Wright, who was considered more of a blocking tight end. And in the last game, Shane Zylstra 3 touchdowns. Against the Jets, Brock Wright, game-winning 51-yard touchdown catch. So, I mean, the tight ends have been a strength of this team, and Tanner Engstrand being the passing game coordinator, which Ben Johnson was last year before when he got elevated, and working with the tight ends, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. He obviously knows the offense. He worked with Ben Johnson very closely. Obviously, he said, we had our guy Noah in the Woodward Sports chat say he spoke with the media and sounded very intelligent and had very deep-rooted knowledge of the offense, so that's great. Obviously, we love this offense that Ben Johnson has built for the Detroit Lions, and if you had somebody that could kind of get right in there swimmingly, have the offense going as it is now.
Nice.
Thank you.
Swimmingly.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Nerd.
I didn't even think about it. But have this offense humming as it is now.
You just 100%ed us.
100%. Kind of take it in stride. That would be best, obviously.
Take it in stroke. Stride work for swimming too?
Yeah, kind of.
No, I think the numbers that Sam put up, why?
I don't know.
Why? That's not loud on your side of the table anymore. It's so loud, the microphones. Apologize, everyone. Apologize.
Apologize. He has to literally kiss Jesse Jackson's ass. It's a great episode.
Anyway.
To
the Ben Johnson, the Tanner Estrand situation too. Like before, when we traded TJ Hawkinson, I think we all kind of shared the same sentiment or same conversation about this not being an offense predicated off the strength of like a tight end and what they produce. But like, given the numbers Sam just gave, I mean, 10 touchdowns, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Jared Goff only has 26, 27 on the season. Like, that's a big chunk of
it's a lot, especially for, like you said, nobody that's really elite. These are our practice squad guys. These are undrafted free agent guys. Shane Zylstra looked damn good. Brock Wright looks very good in situations. They're scheming these tight ends open on plays that aren't pass-catching guys. I mean, Shane Zylstra's kind of a pass-catching guy, but he's probably the most pass-catching tight end we have, but he's not the highest ceiling or biggest potential guy, but he's out there making plays, and that is in a part to Tanner and Ben Johnson helping scheme these guys open.
And I want to emphasize on like the positions that the Detroit Lions grab these guys too, like James Mitchell, which by the way, I should have tweeted 2 weeks ago, but I'm like, I kind of like the potential this kid's showing. But James Mitchell, 5th round pick, Shane Zylstra, undrafted. I think he's been up and down the practice squad this year. At times activated to the active roster, and at times just being a practice squad guy. And then Brock Wright, like,
Brock Wright was an undrafted free agent too, right? Or
I believe so.
Yeah.
This is not a great group of tight ends on paper once they traded T.J. Hawkinson, but they're making plays. They're playing well, and they're developing. They're developing to the point where they can make impact plays and winning plays like Brock Wright. That was one of the best, I'd probably say one of the best plays or one of the most important plays by Detroit Lions tight end ever in Detroit Lions history. And
I'd have to deep dive into that, but I don't have the facts to fight you about it.
Right. I mean, I know I'm just kind of putting it out there, but did T.J. Hawkinson ever make a play that big?
Did not.
I can't. David Sloan, Brandon
he had a
Pettigrew.
big one against the Seahawks, but we didn't come out on the winning end of it.
And that's the thing.
Big plays then.
And obviously that T.J. Hawkinson game was amazing.
Yeah. But even then, under Tanner Engstrand.
And exactly, and he had his best game of his career under Tanner Engstrand. So like that.
There you go, Engstrand.
It's one or the other, but the point is that the tight ends, believe it or not, even though it doesn't seem like it, even though you're working with Brock Wright, James Mitchell, and Shane Zylstra, have been a strength of this team all year, and it hasn't really slowed down when T.J. Hawkinson left.
Yeah, even the execution on it by Brock Wright in terms of the Jets game, the game-winning play.
Yeah,
C.J. Mosley's a multiple Pro Bowl linebacker.
Yeah,
like one of the best in the league.
He's a dog. Yeah,
he Pro Bowler this year too. Pro before, I believe, with Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a dog his whole career pretty much. For him, Brock Wright to sell him on the run, the play fake, enough for him to pursue that
and
to make a play, sneak out, make the and I had to drop in that same series, but still like. That's damn good coaching or damn good play by Brock Wright. One or the other.
For his big ass to go unnoticed, like Brock Wright's a big ass dude.
Yeah,
for him to go unnoticed, screaming across the line, like that's impressive too.
Solid block on it too.
Solid block. He's a good player. I like Brock Wright, and I wasn't worried about losing T.J. Hawkinson because I didn't think you need a top tier tight end in this offense with them making plays like this, and it is proven that they don't. Is they can still produce the same that they have throughout the year with lower tier tight ends, and that is a comment to. I'm just going to call him Coach Tanner.
Yeah,
Coach Tanner and Coach Johnson, as these guys are molding them into players. They're molding them and putting them into putting them into situations where they can succeed, putting them into situations where they can go out there and make the best plays, it's impressive because like you guys said, it's like James Mitchell, Brock Wright, Shane Zylstra, these aren't world beaters by any sense of the term. These aren't even top tier backups that you would want on your team, but they're making them go out there, putting them in situations where they can execute. Not a lot is asked of them, and they're scheming them to victory.
And some of it too, like I guess again, I'm just playing devil's advocate because I just want to think this whole thing out, right? But like, is the tight end position being highlighted more with these caliber guys because like the defenses necessarily don't know their names? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they just sneaking by because the league isn't aware of a Brock Wright yet? The league isn't aware of a Shane Zylstra or Mitchell?
I think they're no disrespect to these guys, they're performing, but they. These aren't these three tight ends that the Lions have. They're not George Kittle, Travis Kelce's, even Dallas Goedert's or Dawson Knox's. Like they don't have that kind of athleticism and speed or even playmaking ability. But they're stepping up. They're doing what's asked of them. They're doing it as a unit, and it's impressive.
Sam, you think that's why? You think they're just kind of like sneaking by because when you're prepping for the Detroit Lions with the T.J. Hawkinson, you're prepping for T.J. Hawkinson. You know what I'm saying? But like without it, you're kind of unaware of like these guys and their abilities. No?
I mean, I understand that, but I don't like that reasoning because it's their own damn fault if they don't account for the tight ends. Because if you're on an NFL field and you can make a play, C.J. Mosley, he effed up. It's his fault. I don't care if he scoffed at Brock Wright. That's his problem, not ours. And we'll see. It's up to the Lions. It's up to guys like Ben Johnson. It's up to guys like Tanner Engstrand and the three, Brock Wright, Shane Zylstra, and James Mitchell, to take advantage of that. And then in the offseason, develop a little bit more. Get more chemistry with Jared Goff. Get more coaching. And then next year, maybe when they're on people's radar, be better. Surprise people. I don't like the whole they didn't even really care about Shane Zylstra, so it doesn't count. That's baloney.
No, 3 touchdown catches is that's his own doing.
Especially after you catch 2 of them. I mean, the defense has got to be like,
this guy's doing it again. Hey, we should cover this guy maybe in the red zone. But yeah, it's like I said, if you think Brock Wright and Shane Zylstra are George Kittle and Travis Kelce or have the potential to be that, power to you. I want some of the stuff you're smoking, but they're good players. It's not like I'm saying these guys are bums, but they're good players. They're being schemed open. They're being put in situations where they can have success, and they're executing. It's all you can ask of those guys is to execute when you're given the opportunity, and that's what they're doing.
No, I just did some like really quick research. George Kittle, one of the best tight ends in the NFL, has never had a 3-touchdown reception game, and Shane Zylstra just had one. I know that's kind of that's not the most meaningful stat, but it just shows it's Shane freaking Zylstra. He probably thought that he might not see the field all year, and when he's called upon, he has made plays. It's kind of fairy tale-esque, honestly.
Yeah.
Fairy tales are trash anime.
You're so off the walls today. I got one other place. I can recover from that one. JB, you're Brad Holmes. Which one of these guys you hiring? All the candidates we gave you today.
Shoot.
Or Dan Campbell, I guess.
I really don't know. I don't know. Like, is there a way I can just like overpay Ben Johnson more and then promise to like one day you will be the head coach of the Detroit Lions? Like,
I wish.
Can't you just do that?
Do you think that's what's going on with Eric Bieniemy?
No. Well, maybe.
That's Stick's theory.
It could be.
But I don't think Andy Reid's like that old to like have that be a situation.
It's Andy Reid's got to get, he's got to quit eventually.
To James Mitchell point, though,
Cheeseburger Andy.
Coach Tanner, to give him a little bit more credit. James Mitchell, same kind of boat that J-Mo was in, missing the off-season of camp. And I think about like these tight ends. When people draft like these tight ends high, you're always told in SportsCenter and everyone else, it takes 2 years to typically see a tight end like turn the corner to become like elite. And that's true. James Mitchell producing as a 5th-round pick, late start in the season, kind of already. It's either hats off to him or hats off to Tanner. But the defense, though, Smitty.
The defense needs to bounce back against the Bears, that's for sure. But one defense that never falters any given week is Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm will keep you safe and give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road with their 24/7 local monitoring. They make sure the things that are important to you stay safe. All you have to do is call 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Right now, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Jeez.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Plug myself.
This is what Ryan Armani used to look like. And now, this is what Ryan Armani does look like. It's very impressive, and it's all thanks to the people at Custom Health Centers. No, with all seriousness, Custom Health Centers has helped Ryan Armani lose upwards of 20 pounds, and they can help you too. All you have to do is call 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446. Call Custom Health Centers today and let them help you lose some weight.
Charles. That was not fun. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Everyway's live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Rex.
You baby.
Oh my, dude, I need water. What's going on?
Oh no. Sorry,
hit the like button if you guys haven't already. Welcome back to the stream.
Behind the scenes, once I finish my prep for the show, like every day, you know, I'll normally finish with like 20 minutes, half hour before the show starts, and I'll start watching some Instagram reels.
Family Guy.
And Family Guy reels always pop up.
That's all you watch on it.
I mean, if
the algorithm
I'm
knows
scrolling and it pops up, I'm gonna watch it. It's funny. And the one where the Kool-Aid man has his parents out for dinner, and he's like, I'm going to introduce you guys to my girlfriend. And they're like, oh, we can't make them eat her. He's like, oh, she's right there. And it's a Yoo-hoo model. And she's like, Yoo-hoo, baby. And the dad's like, oh, no. It's just...
I love it. You do the voice, like, really well.
It's really funny.
Kinda
really
crazy.
Funny Family Guy scene.
All right. Now, for the topic that I actually asked Flannel Sam on to speak about, it's going down.
Big time Timmy Jim.
Big time Timmy Jim. Jim Harbaugh. Ooh. In a playoff game. He actually win this time.
Hey.
At least I think so. What do you think?
Oh, I think they got a gift playing TCU, and I'm not trying to disrespect TCU. I think that there is a pathway for TCU to win, but it would be by Michigan sort of having self-inflicted wounds and sort of beating themselves. Michigan is the better team. I had some stats earlier to where TCU's defense is so much worse than every other teams in the college football playoff, including Michigan. Michigan, I just think if they play their game, if they just play straight ahead, they have the best offensive line in the country for the second year in a row. Shout out Olu Oluwatimi. I love that man. Donovan Edwards, he's coming off the single greatest 2-game stretch any Michigan running back has ever had in the biggest moments. I think he's ready to go. J.J. McCarthy is sort of peaking right at the perfect time. 7 total touchdowns in the last 2 games, including 6 touchdown passes. And on defense, you're getting Mike Morris back healthy. That's the one thing they were kind of lacking in the Purdue game. They couldn't get a ton of pressure on Aiden O'Connell, and that's because they didn't have their best pass rusher, and he's going to be back. Will Johnson, their corner, he's a guy who's developing into a dude, like one of those non-negotiable dudes, like one of those guys who you look at on the field and you're like, that's a top 10 to 15 pick. Mm-hmm. Michigan now has 2 of them, and they're going to be playing in this game. They're going to be playing huge roles. Will Johnson and Donovan Edwards.
And this is Will Johnson's like first year too. Like I remember they had him on the bottom. Well, when it was the bottom line, and like, you know, he was from Grosse Pointe. If I'm not mistaken. The final word. He's from Grosse Pointe, right?
He's from the area.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. I just not used to having like kids like from our area like blow up like that. Yeah. And I'm thinking like, oh, he's probably gonna sit his first year. You know, like this is kind of like why are they having this guy? But no, Will Johnson's like looking good. Yeah,
Will Johnson is a dude. He's the best corner on the team right now.
Was he like 4th ranked guy too in the quarterback class?
Yeah, he is.
He's top 5.
To me, he's a guy that has that sort of like Derek Stingley Jr., Sauce Gardner kind of ceiling. I'm not saying he's gonna be Sauce Gardner, but hey, I'll tell you what.
Shut your mouth.
He is a 6'3" corner.
Damn.
And
I like that.
I did not know he was 6'3".
Yeah, he's 6'3".
I like that.
Wow.
Dude, if you see him on receivers, he's like as tall or taller than most of them. 6'3" corner.
I like that.
He's a guy that if they had one and done in college football, I would take a flyer on him. That's how confident I am. I mean, the secondary for a lot of the season, I wouldn't say it was a weakness, but you know, DJ Turner and Jamon Green, DJ Turner's good. Jamon Green, I'm kind of like about, but Will Johnson, that is that sort of dude. Like I said, he's got Jim Thorpe Award candidate coming up. He has kind of, I would say, I said Sauce Gardner and Derek Stingley, but I'll talk about a former Michigan guy. He has, just as a corner, so don't freak out when I say this.
Oh, no,
Charles Woodson.
Jesus
Charles
Christ,
Woodson level potential.
Come on,
and he wears the same number. That's why he wears number 2.
Shut up.
Come
on.
on.
Are you serious?
Is that really that crazy?
Yes, that's crazy.
Charles Woodson?
I'm not saying
that's the best player in school history.
As a corner, I'm not saying as a player. Charles Woodson was also a punt returner and part-time wide receiver. I'm just saying, as a corner, he's a freshman. He's He's the best freshman corner I've ever seen at Michigan.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
It's not crazy. You guys
It's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
But you guys admit, though, Will Johnson, that's a guy
He's very good.
Yes.
He has a lot of potential. I'm not comparing anybody to
Yeah.
Charles Woodson until I've seen him play more than 10 games.
You know I love you. What was that?
But why did you guys not freak out when I said Derek Stingley Jr. or Sauce Gardner?
Because I don't think Derek Stingley Jr. or Sauce Gardner are Charles Woodson.
Ooh, I think Sauce Gardner could be. But
all right.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like they still have like a Charles Woodson's legacy is both pro and college is insane.
No, could you see him winning a Heisman?
No, he's not going to win a Heisman. But
He's not Charles Woodson.
Okay, fine. I remember. I say as a corner.
Yeah, you did.
No, and I'm not saying the thing with Will Johnson though, that he's in this TCU game. TCU's got a damn good wide receiver himself in Quentin Johnson. The guy's a physical freak, but I think Will Johnson is the only guy on the Michigan defense that can kind of mark him, slow him down. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm not saying it was all Will Johnson, but Marvin Harrison Jr.
played a pretty big factor.
Yeah, but Marvin Harrison Jr., he played a damn good first half, but in the second half, nothing. Nada. Zilch. So Will Johnson and Mike Morris on that defense, those are a couple of guys that I expect to really show it. I think Michigan will win this one comfortably. I think they have shown that they can play mistake-free football all year. I know coming into the year, I was told one of the things that was a knock on J.J. McCarthy,
Jr.
Yes, was that he could potentially turn the football over. He hasn't turned the football over at all this year. 3 interceptions, 20-3 touchdown interception ratio. I love this team. I freaking love this team.
Are you scared of Max Duggan?
I am. Let me put it this way. I think that Max Duggan could have a good game and Michigan still win by 17 points because I don't think they can stop Michigan. I think that they will get worn down. Do I think Max Duggan will put up some numbers? Yeah, sure. I don't think they're going to shut him down. I don't think Max Duggan's going to have like 150 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks. But, I mean, Aiden O'Connell put up numbers for Purdue last game. They scored 22, still lost by 21. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Max Duggan's obviously better than Aiden O'Connell, but I don't see TCU getting any stops.
What will your reaction be if Michigan loses this game?
I will cancel my New Year's Eve plans.
Wow.
The person who's going to hate me the most in the entire world if Michigan loses is my wife because
Your
I will
wife's
be,
grandma. Oh.
Well, her too now, but I will be a miserable bastard the whole weekend.
Yeah.
If the bowl game was, all right, how about that scenario on Christmas?
Will you
Bowl
shake
game's
your head
on.
if they lose?
No.
Bowl game's on.
What's up? Oh yeah,
At grandma's house.
Oh,
Smacking them while our grandma's in.
there is a 0% chance that I will be anywhere during that game other than in a room by myself because I am a psychopath when Michigan games are on. My wife doesn't even want to talk to me.
I can tell you just tried relating Will Johnson to freaking Charles Woodson.
Hey, Will Johnson's a super freshman. I mean, he's got to develop. But he's had
How many games has he started this year?
Not very many.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that comp on him just yet.
eFog3 says it best in the Woodward Sports chat. Woodson is God tier.
He is God tier.
Oh,
Woodson is the best player in Michigan history.
100%. 100%.
If you heard a couple giggles during the, yeah, that's why.
That's why.
And he wasn't doing what you see him doing now. He was
My
humping the
Casamigos.
glass window. Or
Aggressively
wall.
humping the glass wall.
Is it a wall or window? Seriously, is this a wall or window?
Yeah, that's
It's a window.
wall.
Window?
No.
From the window to
I feel
the
like
wall.
windows have to lead outside.
Not all windows open, though. So that
But
makes
they
it a
have
wall.
to be facing outside.
Sam?
Yes.
Wall or
I'm
window?
going to look up definition of a window.
Wall.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to die on that hill. You know what I mean?
Dude just shut down.
An opening in the wall or roof of a building or vehicle that is fitted with glass or other transparent materials in a frame to admit light or air and allow people to see out.
It's a window.
I don't know. It doesn't have a frame.
By definition, it's a window.
It doesn't have a frame.
One more time.
I mean, it is framed. It's like
This
glue
is
right
what
there.
we're looking at, this back wall here. Or window.
Up
to you. Up to you to decide.
I think
we got real ADHD going,
dude.
Well, for the windows, I mean, it's all Adam's fault. He went and humped the window.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, but before we get
I feel
off,
like people don't believe
Yeah.
what
We
we
can do
say.
another Michigan segment if you want.
but like just really quickly, Jeremy Anderson in the chat, he said how you not even mentioned Sandra still. That's my bad. Mike Sandra still. I always say about him,
fantastic.
how the hell was that guy ever a wide receiver? As a wide receiver, he was okay, kind of a speedster. But when he came to the defense as kind of that number 3 corner, that sort of slot/nickel corner, he fits right in. He's an NFL player, although he's coming back. Mike Sanderson has been huge.
I mean, it's like Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
Like Trayvon Diggs was a receiver, and then they flipped him because you weren't cutting it in that Alabama receiving core. That Alabama receiving core was
many, dude.
Stupid.
Kirby Joseph, former wide receiver.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman, former wide
that's
receiver.
a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one. So
Spinny?
Mike Sanderson's Richard Sherman. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
What are you doing? Anytime we talk Michigan, you're supposed to be the legend killer.
Well, we got our reel for today.
What is it?
Sam Flannel comparing him to Charles Woodson.
Yeah. All right. Deal.
150%. That's gonna blow up.
All right, but tell us about Big Boy.
I will. Because I'm a big boy.
Is it me when I call you fat names? Or am I allowed to because I'm fat?
You're allowed. You got the F pass.
Hell yeah.
You can use it.
I don't.
No, you don't. You say you get dropped.
Yeah, shut your skinny
Wintertime in
ass
Detroit is always better with comfort
Shut your
foods
healthy
from
ass up.
Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf or Cajun chicken Alfredo. What about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The Lumberjack, Santa Fe Garden, or Blockbuster. Throw some hot sauce and ketchup on those boys. Fire. Stop by your local Big Boy today and satisfy those taste buds.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. With spotless, sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals are there. Look at this guy behind me. He definitely went to Chili Peppers. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals where they beat all competitors by $5. $5. Don't forget to pick up Australian Gold, designer skin, Caltan, and Swedish beauty lotions. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. The highest balls, the highest deals, the darkest hands. Your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations, and more on the way.
Easy, do you like my drawing of a bird?
Of a bird?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
It looks like a
Show the
human
camera.
with a bird face.
Can you zoom in?
No, there's no way they're gonna see that.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Get together. I got something way cooler to show you. It does not help.
What is that?
It's not that cool, actually. I got excited. I went to go wash my hands and get some water because I had the cramps.
Yeah.
And there's this box of donuts. And they look good, like sprinkled donuts, right?
Yeah.
Peppermint.
Yeah.
Who puts peppermint?
Mint sucks. Mint.
Why?
I can't eat mint anything. I don't even use mint toothpaste.
Honestly, guys, why people eat mint ice cream? Like this?
Mint chocolate is
You should go to
always
jail for
overrated.
this. This is why this is free. This is why somebody gave it for free. Who's gonna eat this shit?
Yeah.
It's still full. Nobody's even touched
Nobody's
it.
touched
Yeah,
it. It's
you
got a
might
sign
as well
on it
eat
that says free.
toothpaste. What is wrong with you people?
Normally you put
What
a
do you
sign
mean
on
by
it if you
that?
don't want people to eat it. They put a sign on it that said, please eat this shit.
Oh, God!
Nobody's eating it.
Sam got this from his girlfriend's grandma.
I can't
Or
do
Guaranteed
wife
they got
now.
it as a Christmas gift. They're
For
just trying
sure.
to hand it off
For
to somebody.
sure. They're rocker.
100%.
They're pretty.
That was in their stocking,
Stale.
and they're like, yuck.
I can't do mint anything. I've talked to you guys know what classical
rather eat
conditioning
cold.
is?
What?
Classical conditioning?
No.
It's like a psychological
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
learned about it in AP
Yeah.
Psych. It's like
Yep.
you do something so much, like it's like you drink a bunch of whiskey and you throw up, so you never want to drink whiskey again because you feel like you're gonna throw up. I did that with mint because we had a mint plant in my backyard when I was younger, and I went back there and I ate a bunch of it and I threw up, and now I can't do mint anything. I don't even use mint toothpaste.
Yeah. I can tell.
I don't chew gum.
It's like Pavlov's dog, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Pavlov's dogs.
What happened to Pavlov's dog?
He rings a bell and gives them a treat. He keeps doing it over and over, so every time he rings the bell, they start salivating because they think they're about to get a treat.
Oh, Pavlov. Okay,
like
gotcha.
what Jim does with Dwight.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, but yeah, the original experiment is Pavlov's dog.
I can't eat mint because why in the hell are you eating mint?
Yeah.
What are we doing, guys?
Yeah,
you might as well be eating toothpaste.
If it's not gum, like get it
I don't
outta
chew
here.
gum either.
Yeah, I'm not a gum guy, but
I like
mint is okay with gum.
The best gum of all time is LeBron's Lightning Lemonade, Hubba Bubba Max. And then the Hubba Bubba Max watermelon.
You look like a big Hubba Bubba Max guy. All right, beat it back to sports.
It's the best gum, dude.
You gave like a couple life stories there. I think this is like a therapy session.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the pink 5.
We're moving on.
Remember 5? Stimulate your senses.
Yeah.
With 5 gum.
I like the blue and green.
This is what it feels like to chew 5 gum. So he's getting punched in the face by a frozen fist. But the pink one was good.
Why would you want to chew that? If that's the case, I'm not like saying.
Because you're getting hit with flavor.
That's fair.
Blah, so much flavor.
Flavor.
Pause.
Yeah, I wonder because like
pause. Major pause.
Bring it back to sports. Okay, we have another Michigan topic. We go Michigan still a bit, or I have this in here too. I don't know why I sandwiched Michigan in there. I think this was like one of those like I guess accident topics. I don't know. I put it in. I sometimes put stuff in there for you guys to change, and like no one ever changes it sometimes. But Jeff Okudah.
Anytime I change something, you delete it.
Because it's usually whack.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing. But Jeff
See
Okudah.
what I deal with, people. See how he treats me.
Jesus Christ.
ADD going crazy.
Yeah.
Going wild over here.
ADD going with putting up a Luka Doncic stat line tonight.
Dead ass.
Facts.
Dunking on. Detroit Lions, Jeff Okudah. I think it was BDE or it was Morning Wood, but I was in the chat for one of them, and there was hella trade Jeff Okudah, hella trade DeAndre Swift stuff going on. First and foremost, I guess for both these guys, I want to get this out the way. Unless you're getting more than a third-round value out of those guys, it's not worth it. If they walked in free agency, you can get a comp pick. Mm-hmm. Just letting people know, stop that. It's nonsense. But is it really that bad right now? Are we really talking about trading Jeff Okudah?
No. If you're talking about trading Jeff Okudah, you're stupid. Like, the guy's been playing very well all year. He did have one bad game. And it's what happens. It's what happens to cornerbacks in the NFL. Not everybody is perfect every single game. He had a rough game against Carolina, I'll give you that. But he's had a bounce-back season. He's proved that he is a starting quarterback in the NFL, and he has proved that he is the best cornerback on the Detroit Lions right now. So if you want to trade him, you guys remember Amani when he was out there, right? That didn't look too great. As money, no disrespect, no shade meant. Amani, I'm sorry if you caught any strays, but, like, you need Jeff Okudah out there at all times. You do. Flat out, if you're the Detroit Lions. He's the best cornerback you have on the team, and you need him out there. Period.
Period, Pooh. No, 100%. It's Sam Flannel Sam. I hate when I call you that because it's not your name.
That's all right. I would actually, and I would like maybe you guys to weigh in on this. I think it's arguable that
Jerry fat joke?
No pun intended.
Sorry, Sam.
No, that is all right.
All right. It's all right.
That is all right.
Okay, so do you think there's any merit to what I'm about to say? That I think it's arguable that Jerry Jacobs is the best corner on this team right now.
Dude, there's an argument. There is an
cover
argument.
corner, probably, man coverage corner, but I think Jeff Okudah does more as an entire package.
And that's fair. And at this point, Jeff Okudah, as far as this season goes, his stock is at the lowest that it has been.
Yes.
He came off that terrible game against Carolina, but it was also a whole team terrible effort.
Yeah, so I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay.
That is what I said on Mondays.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming, it's Jeff Okudah's fault. The Lions lost that game. No, the whole defense struggled.
But those missed tackles, just arm tackling people, it was very glaring that Jeff Okudah just did not show up to play. But like I said before, it was the whole defense. And he didn't play well at New York. He got burned a couple of times against the Jets.
Smith or something, some random
Yes.
one of those fake names you have cops when you pull over. Like, yeah, I'm John Jacob. Jingleheimer Schmidt.
And of course, Jeff Okudah, he has had what some would call, what I would probably still call too, a bounce back season.
Yes.
He is a guy who can play in this league. Should he be a number one corner? Absolutely not. But he hasn't been. I wouldn't say that he shed the bust label, because no matter what he does, unless he takes one of the biggest fourth-year leaps ever, he's never going to be worth that number 3 overall pick.
Yeah.
And I know that we don't like to harp on that, but it still stings a little bit. Just, he could have a good next couple of years and still be one of the more impactful in the negative way draft picks in Detroit Lions history.
Two things. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good, bro.
Two things. Were you going to say something else or no?
You're good. Go ahead.
One, to Jerry Jacobs' statement, I think there is like an argument to be had there. But like Spinney said, and I wasn't even thinking this, so shout out to you, credit to you for this one. But
thanks.
Jeff does do more. I think.
Sure.
I think he's also asked, like he's tasked with more within the defense too. Like if you're gonna put one of those guys on the number one guy, so far this season, I think we've seen that's been Jeff Okudah in that situation. Not to say Jerry can't though. Like I feel like in the Buffalo Bill games especially, and I don't know if I voice this out loud because I know that you picked Detroit to win that game,
yes.
But I feel like Jerry is a good cover on the guys like a Stephon Diggs, like those smaller, like speedier guys. I feel like Jerry's he has that quick twitch, you know what I'm saying, to stay along with them, and he's played phenomenal. I honestly feel like against almost everybody outside of like last game where literally everyone got their asses whooped. But the other thing too, with Jeff being the number 3 overall pick, and I'm sorry if I'm taking this away from a point that you were going to make, Spinney, but like, are we looking at that 2020 draft a little differently because of the COVID situation? Like, I don't know, because I guess some guys are still dogs in there though. Joe Burrow's a dog still. Yeah. Chase Young was still a dog. Andrew Thomas is really good.
Yes.
Tua not so much. Justin Herbert. I'm just kidding. Tua's all right.
Tua's
redraft. Is Tua top 10?
Yeah, top 10.
Yeah. Yes.
Top 5?
No, absolutely not.
I agree.
No, I mean, but and the thing with Jeff Okudah too is a lot of the good games happened this year. That game at Dallas where he had 15 tackles was all over the field did happen. That pick 6 at Chicago, one of the biggest plays of the whole season. They probably don't win that game if he doesn't do that. That happened. Playing probably the largest role in holding Justin Jefferson to 3 catches for 14 yards happened. Playing a role in completely shutting out Devontae Smith, although A.J. Brown, he went off, but that was more a Monty or a Warriors fault. That happened. It's Jeff Okudah he has been a pleasant surprise at times. He's been disappointing at times. It's about what you expect. So Jeff Okudah is not the biggest problem on this team. He's not the biggest problem on this defense, but there's still a lot of what could have been, because I think his ceiling is just a pretty good corner, and I think we're finding that out.
Yeah, it's you look at him and you'd still like to add that alpha next to him. That's why I'd like to see, in free agency, if you could go after a guy like Stephon Gilmore, or do something like that, try to make a trade, maybe grab somebody like that. It would be awesome to put next to him if you're not able to get a Kelly Ringo or Joey Porter Jr. in the draft. So we'll see, but I've been very happy with Jeff Okudah's season so far. Like you guys both said, living up to that number 3 overall pick is just something that is going to be almost damn near impossible for anyone at this point who has struggled with injuries in their career so early. Unless he comes out and is the second coming of Deion Sanders in year 4, he won't live up to that number 3 overall pick, and that's not his fault. That's not his fault where he got drafted or the hype that was around him. All he can control is what he's doing in and out every week. And in and out every week this year, he's been putting on very solid performances, a lot of very high highs and a couple very low lows. But like I said, that's what happens in the NFL as a cornerback. You're not going to be locked down every time. You're not going to be able to make the play every time. It's a very hard position to play in the National Football League. You see guys who are fantastic and who have been top cornerbacks in the NFL for years, like Darius Slay and Jalen Ramsey and even Stephon Gilmore at times, getting beat. But it's just because it's easier to win as a receiver than it is as a cornerback. And when you look back at it, you see that you remember 1 or 2 plays from a receiver. If that receiver breaks one play, burns the cornerback once and gets a big touchdown, then you remember that more than you remember the 6 other times where the cornerback had him on clamps and he didn't get the ball thrown to him. That's just the reality of the position.
And just think about this. Justin Jefferson is probably going to have 2,000 yards receiving this year.
Yeah.
And Jeff Okudah was the primary defender in a game in which he was held to 14.
14.
I mean, that's one of those things you can hang your hat on for the rest of your life, no matter what happens. Something you can tell your grandparents about, your grandkids about, and that's just
your wife's grandma.
Yeah, exactly. But
Grandma, Jeff Okudah's holding Justin Jefferson to 14 yards. Turn off the hallmark.
But yes, life as a corner is tough. You're going to get burned. The best cornerbacks get burned, and Jeff Okudah is just one of those guys who he's never going to be a star, but he's been serviceable at times, and at times he has been great, but unfortunately he's been real bad the last 2 games, especially last game.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of real bad last games, Detroit Pistons blew a 14-point lead in the last 3 minutes of the game. We have Detroit Kool-Aid joining us from LCA to talk about the matchup against Orlando. When we come back, do I read Swiss now or when we come back?
Right now.
Read it out.
All right, let me tell you about Swiss first, and then we'll come back. With the holiday season here, Swiss Insurance wants to remind you to insure those gifts of jewelry and other collectibles. In the last 5 weeks, Swiss has helped save its clients an average of 26% on their insurance premiums while increasing the coverage. That's a lot of money to free up for the giving season. Happy holidays for Swiss Insurance, and go Pistons.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog.
Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit.
But we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports. Three NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups.
Detroit fans were there.
4 World Series wins.
Detroit fans were there.
And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on woodsports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rax. We got young Chris, JB Smooth, Flannel Sam, and my guy Detroit Kool-Aid, all the way from downtown at LCA. You're blue right now, man.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, kinda. I can't see you too good. What's going on?
No, there's the pre-game. They're about to have the players come out in the tunnel now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So they got the lights down, and it's hype. Honestly, the arena, it's going to be a packed arena, man. It's going to be a packed arena. I'm talking about people paying like $60 and $80 to be up in the nosebleed right now. So I don't know. I don't know if it's about Paulo Banchero. I don't know what's bringing people out, but hey, maybe it's the warmer weather. But it's looking like it's going to be hype, man.
Yeah, I guess I'd be pretty excited to see Paulo, too. I mean, the dude's doing numbers that only we've seen LeBron do, which is pretty damn impressive. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I feel like there's a little bit of a rivalry between Detroit and Orlando at this point. Like, two teams that have been constantly in the lottery. And I don't know if you guys remember, Cole Anthony was like kind of talking some trash about, Detroit. And,
I'm not worried about Cole Anthony.
Being happy about he's in Orlando instead of Detroit.
I ain't worried about him. I ain't worried about him. I mean, look, man, with the Pistons, let's be real here, man. It's been a little bit disappointing. A lot in this year. People did not expect them to come out and play this badly and look this badly on defense. Our teams are known for at least effort, man. Hustle, heart. And that's what we want to see. Now, Casey talked about that. The players talked about they stated they have to be able to execute. They know what to do. They've been working on it. Casey said they're looking to come out here and really, really put in that work, man. So I'm hoping to see it tonight. I'm hoping to see it because the defense has not looked the way that we've liked it to look in Detroit.
Yeah, definitely. The defense has been struggling, and in the first game they played against the Magic this year, they had Bojan Bogdanovic trying to guard Paolo Banchero, and Paolo was just put him in a blender the whole time. You think Stu's probably going to be on him for the majority of this game, I'd assume. How do you think that matchup's going to work out? You think Stu will be able to hold his own against the Rookie of the Year frontrunner?
It's going to be an interesting matchup, but I think it's one of the tests that you want to see from Stu. He wants to play the 4. They said that that's where they want to see him long term. This is a matchup that he has to go out and prove he can defend the 4. Casey and other coaches and other NBA personnel said it. You are what you can defend. We found that out with Bojan, and if Stu can't defend the 4, we're going to find that out with him really quickly as well.
That's a great quote. You are what you can defend.
Yeah.
I have one real quick question from you, Kool-Aid, and how's the signal for you guys? Can you guys hear him all right?
Yeah.
All right. The same fashion Detroit Lions, at least my take on it is like, I feel like they'll come back against the Chicago game thunderous because of what happened in the last game, getting their butts whooped pretty good. I feel like the Pistons, can we expect the same type of performance from them after the bad situation they had to go down against Clippers?
I want to see it, man. That's what they're talking about in the pregame press conference with Dwayne Casey. He said that, look, they're coming out, they know what they've done wrong, they're looking to correct it, they're looking to make up on all these mistakes. So you're going to see them at least, like I said, come out here, and every 50-50 ball got there. The ball that's on the ground, they got to be diving for it. Every player cutting through the middle, you're going to see them bumping people. These are the things that you want to see a young team do, whether they're winning that we haven't seen them do too consistently. So, yeah, if we don't, we're going to realize, we're going to find out in the first quarter here what's going to go down, because I know Orlando is not looking to take it easy.
Yeah, definitely Orlando's not taking it easy on anybody. This is a battle of young teams, and it's definitely a battle of young bigs. You look at, obviously, the Pistons have a star in the making in Jalen Duren going up against guys like Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Wagner. How do you think he'll be able to adapt to two different players, but two different kind of bigs? Like, obviously, Mo Wagner is more of a stretch big. He's going to shoot some threes. He's going to try to take you off the dribble. Jalen Duren's been very good at moving his feet. Do you think it'll be hard for him to adapt between the two, or we'll see something great out of him tonight?
I think that we'll see some rookie mistakes. We'll see some rookie out of him. But largely his skill set, his IQ, his athleticism, and what we've seen from him as he's gotten comfortable tells me he'll be okay. What we have to hope is that he doesn't get into any early quick foul trouble. That's what Duren has to avoid. Against Philly, when he played Embiid, he got those 2 fouls early in the whole first half. So we want to see him, play smart, play within himself, keep his hands to himself out the cookie jar as well. And be that ultimate rim defender, be that outside defender. But I think largely he's going to acquit himself pretty well.
Yeah.
Who wins tonight, and who's the MVP of that result?
Well, look, the Pistons got the first matchup between them. I think they're going to get it. I don't want to see them on their home court take an L to another upstart team. I know Orlando's some extra talent. They got some players. Bo has been... I wish that trade that the Pistons tried to swing for him went through.
Man.
He's looking exactly how Troy probably scouted him. But let's give it to the Pistons tonight, man. Let's give it to the Pistons tonight.
Yeah. And who do you got making?
I don't know what the score is going to be, but let's plot.
Player of the game.
Let's go Jay Ivey, man.
Jay Ivey.
I know that's a favorite of you guys this show.
I like that.
I like Jaden Ivey.
I don't not like Jaden Ivey.
Who do you got knocking down more threes tonight? Killian Hayes or Isaiah Stewart?
Ooh, Stu.
Ooh, that's a good question, man.
Killian Hayes has been pretty hot. Yeah.
38%. But 38% on the year threes on 4.6 attempts, I think. 4.1, 4.6 attempts. Let's go Stewart. Let's see if he gives the stretch for us a taste of their own medicine.
I like it.
Kool-Aid, I appreciate you joining us from downtown. I think we might have to do this a little bit more often. We'll figure something out. It's actually better signal than I thought it was going to be.
We're going to do it.
For sure.
Definitely. Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. Keep crushing it. Heavyweights, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you too, man. Kool-Aid's the man covering the Pistons for Woodward Sports. He's got Woodward Pistons. Make sure you follow Kool-Aid on all social medias. That's our guy right there. But this is going to be a good test. This is going to be a good test for the Pistons. Obviously, it's a young start team, just like the Pistons are. They have some pieces in place. Obviously, Paolo Banchero is one of the best rookies in the NBA, probably the best rookie in the NBA at this point.
For sure.
He's playing at an all-star caliber level as a rookie, which is very impressive. They have other guys that they can throw the ball around to, like Kool-Aid mentioned, Bol coming in there, making plays, being that kind of unicorn that we saw. I don't know how many minutes he's been getting for the Mavericks, but when he's in, the Magic, when he's in, he seems to be very effective, using a different variety of skill sets and everything like that. But I'd really like to see Jalen Duren against guys like Bol and Mo Wagner, because they obviously can space the floor. They can attack people off the dribble. And there's one thing about Jalen Duren that has really excited me is his ability to stay in front of guards off switches, his ability to move his feet defensively. And I think he can do that same thing when going against a big like Mo Wagner or Bol who can shoot the ball and also take people off the dribble. So I'd expect to see Duren causing some problems for those Orlando bigs for sure.
Yeah, Bol is a fun name to say in general. It is. It does hurt to see him balling, knowing that we got him for Rodney McGruder, and then ultimately the medical staff said nah.
Yeah. Hey, Rodney McGruder's still on the Pistons though, so.
James Edwards on Woodward Sports Chat asked who's the oldest team in the NBA and who's the oldest team in the NFL. Do you guys want to guess these answers, or I'll just tell you straight?
I bet it's the Bucks is the oldest team in the NFL. Oldest team in the NBA, the Lakers.
Sam, you want to take a guess?
I'll go with Speddies.
Chris? I almost said your old name, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, for the NBA, I'd have to guess the Lakers. NFL, I would have no clue. So I'm gonna say the Colts.
JB?
Colts seem old and dusty.
I think I'm riding with Spinny on this one. Lakers and Bucks.
It's actually Sacramento Kings.
No way.
According to oldest.org.
No way, dude. What?
I'd say 19.
I don't think it's the the Heat.
I thought it was the Celtics for sure.
The Heat or the Celtics.
No, the Celtics got a young core.
Check this. No.
Young pieces.
I'm talking about oldest franchise, like the oldest.
Oh, I thought you meant
that's different.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. You would guess Kings?
I wouldn't have guessed the Kings, but I wouldn't have, I thought you meant like oldest like per player.
Yeah. Founded in 1923. You know the second oldest franchise is in NBA?
The Knicks. Or
Chris?
maybe the New Jersey.
I was gonna guess Buffalo.
Sam?
Was it the Lakers when they were like the Minneapolis Lakers?
JB?
It's gotta be the Lakers or the Celtics, right?
Pistons.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pistons second oldest franchise.
1959, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Sacramento Kings 1923. Pistons were actually before 1959.
I thought you meant oldest as like.
Oh yeah. No.
Player age.
I mean, if you did want to know the oldest by age, a team in the NBA, it's the Bucks at 29.47.
That's crazy.
Bucks?
On average, I guess the Lakers for sure.
Brooke Lopez.
But I feel like LeBron would weigh down the Lakers, and like Udonis Haslem would weigh down the Heat. I feel like those two got to be up there.
That was my second choice. What is Udonis Haslem, like 60?
Yeah, he's got to weigh down the Heat a little bit. Speaking of old teams, right before we go to break, I'm sorry, I got to put this in because we didn't get to it in the beginning. Terrell Owens might be coming back to the NFL.
That's cap. They've been hearing that same story for the past 10 years. He said that, not like actual.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, I'd pay T.O.
I've been talking.
He would have
with
been
the
signed
Pistons.
by now. Yeah.
I've been talking with the Pistons
Cap.
quite a bit.
Tell us about Planet Fitness. If you're an old man trying to make it back to the league,
Dude, I'd be going.
He is one of the goats.
He still runs a 4.4 at 49 years old.
Yeah,
so
by his numbers too.
If you want to get in shape like Terrell Owens and maybe make your case in the NFL, you could just go to Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone, where you work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever, has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of that for just $10 a month. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward.
All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports.
Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
At Alta, Uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. Got a big project coming up? Alta has you covered. Make sure you guys give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment where Uptime matters.
Bro, why the fuck would you guys do this shit to me? Bro, you can't have shit nice and AC. I swear to God, man, you can't have shit nice and AC. Ooh, why would y'all do this, bro? Why would y'all do this?
How do you know it's a Detroit man? He's saying
it's not my video. I saw something off of Twitter. It's definitely not Detroit. He literally said AZ.
Yeah, he said AZ.
Yeah.
And
And like we just see what the ground looks like in Detroit right now. It's there's snow on it.
It's pretty funny.
Cat video, but that was funny as hell.
Those angry tears. He's crying ugly tears right now.
That's how I was when the Lions lost to the Vikings in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I feel bad.
When's the last time you angry cried?
Maybe he's from Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the video says, it says Detroit man.
He says AZ though. Is AZ hood like that? I didn't know Arizona. I thought it was full of old
dude,
people.
what? AZ is full of MS-13s.
Really?
Homes? Yeah. A lot of them. I was talking to this girl, like her ex-boyfriend was in, and I was like, ooh.
My friend Billy came in from San Diego, and he says he drives to Tijuana all the time to just get tacos.
Sure, you getting what kind of tacos?
Well,
he's talking about. You know what I'm saying?
He's got a girl he knows in Tijuana.
Yeah, he's all been her tacos.
He's like, chill. He said she's got like family cartel ties. Like,
yeah, like I'm just not. I don't want unless like the girl's absolutely stunning. I don't want no part of that. I'm good.
That don't want to be in a bad situation.
Yeah,
potentially life-threatening situations.
Crazy girls are always,
they got the best tacos.
They got the best tacos.
They make the best
got
tacos.
the best personality.
Best personality.
They make the most sour cream.
All right, dude.
Naturally. Sorry.
All right. You're gonna make Spencer angry cry.
You can't talk about stuff like that.
But like for real, why do you film yourself having that kind of an emotional reaction? Like
that's the weirdest part.
Do you
of it.
think that it's like makes you look cool or anything, or like I get it when things like that happen.
Yeah.
You sometimes have those sort of breakdowns, but whenever I've had those kind of breakdowns, I don't want anybody to ever see it.
Yeah.
I don't want people to see me that way because I don't want them to think differently of me.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, we just live in a society where I think that's kind of glorified. Just
We are living in a society.
It's a little too dramatic.
It's from Seinfeld.
I almost feel like it'd boost your credit if you did one of those, like, if you're as crazy as you say you are during the Michigan games, you should definitely, like, film yourself watching the game.
Dude, you should see the texts I get from this guy at halftime.
I see his tweets.
Every week at halftime, he's like, against Ohio State, I texted him like 2 minutes into the first quarter. And I was like, Flannel Sam, what's your worry meter at? He's like, 9.5. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, my God.
But to be fair, I mean, Ohio State had a couple of very good drives to open that game.
Wasn't looking good. That's sort of the plight, as they would say, of rooting for a team that doesn't start strong ever.
Mm-hmm.
They always wear you down eventually, but as Neil Rule says, it's always 13-7 at halftime or 17-13 or something like that. They never just blow a team out from snap to snap, at least since Big Ten play. But I could be a Michigan State football fan, so I know Spencer's going to give me no sympathy. Hey, college football playoff versus no bowl game. I'm just speaking facts. Right?
Who did it first?
The college football playoff? Well, MSU did it first.
That's right.
I don't like talking about the past. I'm not a Michigan fan.
You say something, Chris?
I was just going to go on
I can see Chris getting like that over the NBA 2K games.
For sure.
I don't know. Maybe
his mom tells him his pizza rolls are ready to come down from playing the game.
Somebody says Kendrick's mid.
that would get it. That would get angry too. But I was just gonna say that a few of my friends who are girls have said this to me, and I think it's weird. Is that they take pictures of themselves when they're crying, like relating it back to the video, and they just laugh at them later. Like I think that's really weird.
I broke up with a girl and she was sending me pictures of her crying. You have a crazy story. I don't know if you want to share.
Yeah. Not gonna share that.
Damn. I'll tell you mine. I can't. It's really just a spinny story. I just use this guy's as mine, but it's so specific. This person would know it's a spinny story.
My friend.
Have you ever cried after losing a 2K game?
No.
Well, as a kid, like to the computer.
I cried when Robert Ory
I did too.
Oh, I did too.
I cried too.
I cried when
I
Robert
was
Horry
pissed.
did
I was at the Palace.
Why would you leave him open? It's Big Shot Bob.
Dude, I hated the Spurs.
I hated them.
Not only because of that too, but like
I hated Manu Ginobili for a long time.
all series. I had to like look how like Tony Parker's also banging. Like Eva Longoria was like the hottest girl in America at the time too. Like, dude, these guys.
Tony
man.
Parker, the French are good with their tongue, you know. Eva Longoria.
I don't know where to go with that.
How do you think he pulled the girl like you?
That was good. I was trying not to laugh.
And then, like, didn't he cheat on her with like Brent Berry's wife or something like
Bruce
that?
Bowen,
Bruce Bowen. Bruce Bowen. But
Yeah.
like, how do you cheat on Eva?
No,
Longoria?
it was Rick Berry.
Eazy. She's not home.
It's one of the Berry brothers.
I think it was Brent.
Was it Brent Berry?
Brent was a teammate.
I thought it was Bruce Bowen.
Brent Berry. Yeah, that's what. Right. Yeah.
It would have been if
I mean,
it was
Bruce
a
Bowen
Berry.
was
It
his
would have been
teammate,
that.
too.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the two. I think it was almost like they almost swapped. Like
Tony Parker and Derek Jeter, just dangerously horny, spicy whites.
Wait, what did Derek Jeter do?
Have you seen Derek Jeter's like starting nine? Like,
Oh, I thought he like slept with someone's a teammate's wife. Or
I mean,
something.
there's got to be some overlap.
VCL Garcia, dangerously.
Yes,
horny.
it was Brent Berry's wife, a former teammate of Parker's, exchanged hundreds of sexually charged text messages with Parker for over a year back in 2006. Aaron Berry described a storybook marriage to Brent.
Cornelius T in the chat says that was so racist. Oh no, the French are gonna come after me.
The French aren't a race, though. They're like
Hey,
a national.
If we get Victor Wembanyama, we gotta chill on all that.
That is a good point. That is. I love French people.
Yeah.
I did not know that Derek
Croissants are
Jeter
great.
starting nine was a real thing. I'm looking at it right
Yes,
now.
list them off.
What
List
is
them
it?
off.
What is this?
Derek Jeter starting
Derek
nine.
Jeter starting nine.
It's like Jessica Biel, Jessica Alba.
Mika Kelly,
Oh,
Jessica
Mika Kelly.
Alba, Mariah Carey, Hannah Davis, Jordiana Brewster, the girl from Fast and Furious, Vanessa Manillo, Adriana
pretty.
Lima,
Adriana Lima's bad.
Tyra Banks, jeez, Scarlett
Tyra
Johansson,
Tyra Banks is bad. She's got a
Jessica
giant
Biel.
forehead though.
Oh my god. I did not know that was a real
Tyra Banks
thing.
got a big old
Yeah.
forehead, but she's fine.
I have a
fine.
theory. A lot of pretty girls have big ass foreheads.
That's a good theory.
I think so
She got
too.
a faux head just like Tyra.
Rihanna's got a big
I
ass
can
forehead.
say what I want.
Who's got a colder lineup, of him or Pete?
Ooh.
I mean,
I think Pete's got a.
Pete's
better
got it in the
starting
making.
five,
Pete's
but-
got it in the making.
And Pete
Yeah.
is such a worse looking guy than Derek
Yeah, Pete
Jeter.
wins.
He is the
Pete wins.
Derek Jeter's a handsome man.
Yes.
Pete looks.
Yeah, he's a biracial angel.
Yeah.
yes.
Should have shot A-Rod.
Yeah.
Pete looks like.
A-Rod's better than Derek Jeter.
He is for sure.
Okay.
For sure. And they would have won a lot more championships if they let A-Rod play shortstop.
Yeah, because want to talk about Derek Jeter's defense. You want to talk about defense being bad. Derek Jeter was the worst shortstop in the league and still winning Gold Gloves. Propaganda.
All right,
Chris is kicking us
we don't
out.
have time for a flannel killing, even though, I mean, I'm kind of with him on that. Derek Jeter is the man, but he is not even like a top 25 player in the MLB history. But
Wow.
that'll do it for us today. We
That's
appreciate you all for
racist.
tapping. It's very true. We appreciate you all for tapping in to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I am Spencer Raxter. He is Speakeasy.
Oh, we're hiring an intern
We are hiring an intern. Send us
for the heavyweights.
audition tapes.
Specifically.
Not on a black couch. We have Chris Platty
Jesus.
in the TD booth, JB Smooth on the ones and twos, and our boy Sam sitting in the Maz chair. Again, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.